Well, that burst my bubble. Hey everyone, welcome back to Lucky by Nature. Angelic Vixen here. I wanted to give you the current information on what is happening with Studio Wildcard fixing the meshing issues that plague the game. If you don't know, we as a community pushed back to get HOD Gaming unbanned, and it worked. So now, as a community, we need to continue this fight to get the meshing resolved, hopefully in the near future. HOD Gaming has made some very valid points during this entire ordeal, which actually began a long time ago. HOD Gaming has been actively bringing up problems in the game, and Studio Wildcard, whether intentional or not, have been completely ignoring it. Maybe they thought if they ignore it, it'll go away. That is usually not the case, and this fire is burning hot now. Studio Wildcard has been doing some things that are really questionable, like this situation with HOD Gaming. There's also been issues with Kishcode, Get Jacked, Thick Freedom, and so many more. Honestly, this recent blow-up is just the tip of the iceberg. This storm has been brewing for years. I think most of us are sick and tired of drowning in Studio Wildcard's faulty game and business practices. Now, I will say Studio Wildcard isn't all bad. They have made some great changes at the start of 2019 that have been absolutely incredible and long overdue. However, the issues with PvP make the game truly unplayable because of the excessive cheating due to meshing. And meshing is not a simple cut and dry situation. There are many components to this ordeal and many different aspects in the game that make meshing a huge problem. Things like the chair, climbing picks, as well as the sleeping bags make meshing a little too easy, even for a noob. So, what is the remedy, you might ask? Well, HOD has graciously given Studio Wildcard a list of fixes that could definitely help improve PvP. The three main elements that he mentioned in that list that make meshing so easy have yet to be removed from PvP. So you might ask, why? Why is this really so hard? You know, these three things, if they removed them from PvP, would be a solid start to fixing the issues at hand. It would not be a cure-all, but it would definitely be a step forward. So the three things that I'm mentioning here are 1, the chair, 2, the sleeping bag, and 3, the climbing picks. Now, there are people who really get upset about the climbing pick aspect of it because of aberration. Because in aberration, climbing picks are essential. Okay, I can respect that. That's fair. So take the climbing picks out of every other map except for aberration. That way, when you fix the climbing picks on aberration, you can focus your energy on that map alone. And I honestly think it might work. I mean, if they're worried about a backlash over climbing picks, I mean, think about the backlash with the flyer speed years ago when they changed our flyer speed so that we couldn't grieve as easy with our flyers. I mean, that was a firestorm that was like an explosion. I mean, people were so upset. I personally was upset because I was like, wow, now everything takes forever to get from one side of the map to the other. Ragnarok being a prime example because that map is so enormous. So what is the issue? Why will they not remove 3 things from PvP, not necessarily the entire game in and of itself, but PvP, where PvPers in the majority have said, take them out, I'm good with it. Because at least if you're taking those out, I'm not losing, you know, thousands of hours of work due to meshing because of those 3 items. Yes, meshing will still happen, but that eliminates at least one of the many problems that we're dealing with on official. So I definitely want to hear what you guys think. I mean, do you think Wildcard is just ignoring this? I mean, why will they not remove 3 things that would definitely improve the aspect of meshing? Like, that would be so much easier if you just took those 3 things out. But I don't know. I mean, you guys let me know what you think. I'm definitely really curious to hear your opinions because at this point, to me, logically, that doesn't make sense. They know those 3 things do that, so temporarily, if nothing more, why don't they take them out? And then maybe just leave them on PvP aberration, and then they can work on fine-tuning them and fixing them so that it can't happen anymore. I don't know. You guys let me know. But we do have, you know, some light at the end of the tunnel, and that is Sid on Twitter, who works for Wildcard. He's the lead community manager, and his Twitter link will be in the description of this video. So be sure to go over there and follow him so you can see everything going on, because he's actually been pretty active on Twitter and updating us. And, you know, honestly, it's just nice to know that somebody is there, they're listening, they're responding, and that type of dialogue feels like we're making progress. Even though the changes haven't been made in the physical game, it feels like somebody's there who actually cares and who actually might help make a difference at least through the communication aspect of it. Like Jat, when he got onto Twitter and he was, you know, so proactive with Atlas, I mean, we didn't feel alone. We didn't feel ignored. They were there, they were listening, they were responding. And, you know, that makes a huge difference to the morale of the community. And that's the truth. We are bitter, we are angry, and we are fed up because they ignore us. And I understand why Jen doesn't want to respond. I mean, she gets hammered on a daily basis. The hate that goes to her is unreal because she's the face of Wildcard on Twitter. She's the face of Wildcard in Survive the Ark. I mean, when we think of who we're going to yell at for a change, it's Jen. So I get why she doesn't want to talk to anybody. That doesn't really help us though, but I understand the beating that she takes, that she's like, oh, I just don't want to deal with this. I get that, you know, and we shouldn't be picking on her. It's not her fault. She's actually doing what she's told. That's no different than said. I don't say to go over there and be mean to these people. They didn't do it. A lot of these, they're just the face and they're just the person out there. But definitely make sure you follow Said on Twitter because he is actually really awesome about responding and trying to communicate with the community and keep us abreast of what's going on. Even if my bubble did get burst by his, yes, we're working on it, but all of these times we put something in, something else goes wrong, and my bubble just exploded. It was like, well, there goes another wildcard excuse. I mean, hashtag wildcard excuses never end, right? And then the other thing that's actually pretty interesting that I wanted to share with you in this news update is there is a video that was put up, I guess it was turned into Wildcard about 2 years ago, and it actually shows different ways of fixing meshing. Now, from what I'm reading, it doesn't really fix it in the grand scheme of things because of caves and things like that due to the map. However, I definitely wanted to present this to you so you guys had the chance to go and view this video and kind of get your own opinion on it. Is it something that Wildcard ignored? Is it a valid, you know, way of fixing meshing? And I mean, all of these things were presented to Wildcard, and yet all of these years later, this is still an issue, and it's getting worse and worse and worse. So, did Wildcard even look at this video? If they didn't look at this video and it is a valid way to fix meshing, well, they need to take a step back and really consider other options. You know, they need to put their ego away and go, okay, maybe we don't know everything, maybe we don't understand everything, and maybe we need to find people who can help us get this remedied. I mean, what do you guys think? I think that's valid. I think that's a logical way to approach a situation, but definitely check out that video so you can get your own opinion on whether or not Wildcard could have used this 2 years ago to possibly fix meshing or at least improve it. Any improvement at this point I'll be happy with because I mean at least then I see progress going in the right direction instead of everything going backwards and going into the negative and people getting fed up and just quitting. And I don't want that for Ark because this is an incredible game and it has so much potential and it's lasted this long. I mean, most people don't play games for this long. And the last thing that I wanted to share is Hod Gaming did another petition, and there's already a bunch of names on there already. The link to the petition is in the description below, so be sure to go over there and support it. It is to fix PvP from meshing. They need to take the steps in order to make it better for all of us. Ark is an incredible game. Ark PvP is so much fun, and all we ask Studio Wildcard is to fix the stuff that's ruining it for us. We have supported them, we have given them our money, and we just want Ark to keep thriving instead of falling apart and people quitting in droves. That's all we're asking. We're not sitting here and saying Wildcard is the worst thing on the planet. We're saying there are problems in the game, and all we're asking is for them to take a moment and really look at what we're going through. Losing thousands of hours of work, unofficial, to meshing is unfair. So let's make a difference. Let's take a stand and let's get this fixed. I know we can do it because we got the power in numbers and we are a very strong community. But that's it for this video, guys. Love you. Thank you so much for watching. And until next time, keep surviving.
My work saved the human race.